Welcome you scrubs to the second episode of Did It Exist? Today we are gonna look at the China #1 tank destroyer line. Let's get started. Tier 1. Renault NC31. The tank existed. After World War I, Renault sought to upgrade and improve on its successful Renault FT. The first generation in this upgrade line was given the model designation NC and appeared in 1924. Like the designation FT, the term NC was merely an in-house Renault model number and was not an acronym or abbreviation with some other significance. The main improvements of the NC over the FT were a new form of suspension which included 3 assemblers of 4 bogie wheels on each side with vertical coil springs. The NC was slightly larger than the FT, but still carried the same 2-man crew. Armor was increased in places from 20mm to 30mm and the weight increased from 6 to 8 tons. A more powerful Renault 60 HP engine raised top speed from 16 to 18 km per hour. Another major improvement was the introduction of the electric differential steering control system developed in America for agricultural tractors. The army made a choice in March 1929 for the second prototype, the NC3 gun tank, and ordered a pre-series of 10 vehicles in December 1929. These had the Renault factory designation NC31 after the intended year of delivery. 15 NC31 tanks were made. There's no record that the NC31 were ever in service with Chinese army. These NC31s were used by the Kwantung Army, a unit of the Imperial Japanese Army. Tier 2. T-26 GFT. The variant T-26 GFT never existed. The T-26 tanks were exported by the USSR to China in the late 1930s, where they saw service in the 200th Mechanized Division of the National Revolutionary Army of Kuomintang, China. During the 1946-50 Civil War, a number of vehicles were captured by the People's Liberation Army in eastern China in 1949. Tier 3. M3 GFT. The tank never existed. In 1943, the National Revolutionary Army of Kuomintang received 48 light M3A3 and M5A1 tanks under the USA Lend-Lease program. Some vehicles were captured by the People's Liberation Army. Following the end of the Civil War, it was decided to improve the firepower of these tanks. It was planned to mount the Soviet anti-tank guns. However, since the export of the Soviet T-34-85 tanks had begun, the issue of modernization became outdated. No prototypes were built. Tier 4. Su-76 GFT. The tank never existed. It was a proposed modification of the Soviet Su-76M tank destroyer. In the early 1950s, about 90 Su-76M vehicles were exported to the Democratic People's Republic of China and studied by military experts. No prototypes were built. Tier 5. 60 GFT. This tank didn't exist as well. I'm sensing a bit of a pattern here. A project for a tank destroyer, based on the Soviet AT artillery tractor, which was exported to many countries and repeatedly copied. The vehicle served as a basis for the development of a wide range of engineering and transportation vehicles. It was planned to use the tractor as a basis for combat vehicles, but development did not go beyond proposed plans. Tier 6. WZ-131 GFT. Wow, another tank that didn't exist. A project for a tank destroyer, based on the Type 62 tank also known as WZ-131. The vehicle was developed in 1963. Like the basic vehicle, this tank destroyer was designed to fight in the mountainous and boggy areas of South China with multiple bridges. There is no information about any produced prototypes. Tier 7. T-34-2 GFT. Okay, you get the pattern. Apparently Wargaming pulled this tank line out of their gold-plated asses. The T-34-2 GFT never existed. A proposed project for a tank destroyer on the basis of the T-34-2 medium tank, which was supposed to incorporate the technical innovations from the Soviet Su-122, 54 and SPGs of the World War II period. No prototypes were built. Tier 8. WZ-111 1 GFT. Oh, what a surprise, it never existed. The development of the WZ-111 1G-foot tank destroyer was based on the experience of the WZ-111 heavy tank creation. A prototype of the latter was produced in the early 1960s. It underwent running trials, which revealed a number of disadvantages in the vehicle's design, and the development of the WZ111 was discontinued in 1964. The design of the WZ111-1GFT shows a Soviet tank building influence. There is no information about any produced prototypes. Tier 9, WZ111GFT. At this point it's not even funny anymore. The WZ111GFT was meant to be a self-propelled gun, although it's a TD, developed on the basis of the WZ111 heavy tank in the first half of the 1960s. The development of the WZ111 was discontinued, and all activity on the vehicle was cancelled. No prototypes were built. Tier 10, WZ113GFT. Finally the last tank in this line. The concept of the WZ113GFT tank destroyer was based on the design of the 113 tank, the development of which started in 1963. The project never saw production. And now for the premiums. Tier 8, WZ120-1GFT. Variant of a tank destroyer, based on the Type 59 medium tank that entered service in 1959. Existed only on blueprints. So as you can see, this line is completely fake. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. Comment what tank line would you like to see next, and don't forget to subscribe.